In just a few weeks, or less, Kailyn Lowry's life will change drastically. And that's because sometime very, very soon, Kailyn will give birth to her third child. Things are a little different for her this time around. With both of her previous pregnancies, the baby's fathers were involved. Joe Rivera, the father of her first child, Isaac, may not have been the best back when their kid was born, but still, he was present. His parents also helped out a lot with the new baby. Then, when little Lincoln was born, Kailyn was married to Javi Marroquin and, at least then, things seemed pretty stable. But the father of her third child is Chris Lopez, a guy she dated briefly but has since cut himself out of the picture. And that's why, according to a source who spoke with Hollywood Life, Kailyn is getting pretty nervous about the months to come. Kailyn is all over the place right now, the source claims. She's battling the stress of dealing with all the preparations for the new baby, as well as looking after Isaac and Lincoln, all while attempting to ready herself mentally to go through this birth without a partner. Yeah, that sounds like a lot to handle. As any mom knows, the source says wisely, it's scary enough of an experience when you have your other half there with you, but this time Kailyn won't have that, and the reality of the situation is finally starting to sink in. Normally this is about the time where we'd point out that perhaps it wasn't the best idea to plan a pregnancy with a guy while still married to another man, but this is too sad. The insider goes on to explain that as far as Kailyn is aware, Chris wants nothing to do with the baby and doesn't want any part in its life, period. It's also distressing for Kailyn, and her hormones are all over the place right now, which just makes it all the harder to deal with. The source says that in her previous pregnancies, this was about the time when she'd start to get seriously into nesting, preparing her home for the new baby. It was her favorite part of being pregnant, but this time she's just full of anxiety and worry. And just in case this whole thing wasn't tragic enough, the source gives one more blow. Even though it's still a long way in the future, Kailyn can't help but worry about what she will tell her child when they eventually ask about Daddy and why he isn't around. Maybe that's why, as we heard last weekend, she could be regretting giving up on her marriage to Javi. Or maybe it's why she's been taking so many vacations lately, to put a positive spin on this bittersweet experience. Whatever Kailyn is feeling right now, and whatever her hopes or fears are for the future, we wish her all the best with her upcoming delivery.